Today we're going to be killing Cerberus. We're going to be using ranged, and this comes with a disclaimer. I would recommend using melee unless you have a T-bow, so I'll also be making a melee video. The setup is very effective even with budget, so if you don't have a T-bow, I'd probably recommend using melee. If you want to try it ranged without a T-bow, then you can use a blowpipe with rune or better darts, and then slightly worse from that is going to be an F-bow with crystal, and then using dragon knives and rune knives would be after that. But yeah, so anyways, use your highest strength ranged gear. You can use armadillo instead of crystal, but crystal has the prayer bonus, and you can use an archer ring if you don't have this, and d'hide boots if you don't have that. But I would highly recommend the Spectral Spirit Shield. That's going to mitigate the massive prayer loss from the ghosts, and so it just makes that phase a lot easier and negates the damage as well, I believe. So you can just, you don't have to worry about as much prayer and anglerfish during that phase. But bring a Bastion Potion, the defense bonus helps a bit. Bring combo food if you're learning, because sometimes you just freeze up when you're learning, and having some combo food, throw on your shield and just eat and pray one thing, you can make it through a bad phase if you just freeze up. And then having resurrects will help if you have lower stats. If you have max stats, you probably don't need to bother, and just save the prayer to make your trips last a little bit longer, but the extra damage can help if your trips are going a little slow. But then you do need a way to get out, so house tabs, there is a Keymaster teleport that goes right to the boss. The boss drops it, but it's few and far between, so don't rely on that. So I like to start from Falador. I'm just going to take a sip of stamina pot here before we go. And I would recommend having 80 agility. You can have 75 agility and summer pie up. And also, you do need 91 Slayer to do this, and you have to be on a Hellhound task or a Cerberus task. So if you have 86 Slayer and you have a Clue Scroll or something, you can use a Wild Pie to boost 5 levels up there. You can also use the pipe shortcut at 70 agility or 65 with a summer pie, but I'd recommend just getting 75 or 80. Once I hit 80 agility, it was just so much nicer. But anyways, once you get there, you're going to want to have your quick prayers set to protect from magic and rigor. And there's 3 attacks basically that that this guy does. There's a tri attack, which is all 3 triangle combat triangle points. It uses a magic followed by a ranged followed by a melee in quick succession. So that's the tri attack, and then he Arroos and Grrrrs. And Grrrr is he just spits a bunch of fire on the ground or lava on the ground, and you just step out of the fire pool. You just don't walk in the fire. Pretty standard. And then Arroooo is where it gets interesting. That's where he summons 3 ghosts, one of each color representing each part of the combat triangle. So blue for magic, green for ranged, and red for melee. And so what you're going to do is, as soon as he Arroos, you put on your spirit shield and your knives and attack the boss. Or if you are freaking out, just don't bother about attacking him during this phase at all. But get your shield on, and these 3 ghosts will line up right up here. From left to right. That's the order they attack, from left to right. So if it's blue, green, red, it's going to be magic, and then ranged, and then melee. So what you do is you have the first one ready. So say it's blue, green, red. We're going to have protect from magic on, and I'll be hovering over protect from missiles. As soon as the magic guy fires, you switch to ranged. As soon as the ranged guy fires, you switch to melee. And that order is going to be different every time. It's random. So you just have to look and plan ahead a little bit. The scary thing that he does is he Arroos and then Grrrrs at the same time sometimes. At that point, just focus on, getting your shield on and clicking somewhere to run away from the lava, because he spits one under you every time. So just put on the shield, run here, and then just either combo eat if you're not able to react fast enough, or get ready to be switching your prayers really quick, because it happens quite fast. So all right, we are going to pod up and start praying. So he does the tri attack on his very first attack, and then again after his Arroos. So we're gonna look for that. Yep, it was magic and then ranged and then melee, and I just did them as soon as I saw one through the other. I didn't do quite right. It's easy for me to miss that last one, so don't feel bad if you miss it every time. Sometimes I don't even bother if I'm feeling lazy, because I don't have it down to a science just yet. He's doing some hefty range damage on me here. It's just RNG, but he seems to be popping me pretty good. He's really using range a lot. kind of disproportionately. So I'm just going to chill here until he does Arroooo or Grrrr. That's when we'll kind of spring into action. Should be any second here. Wow, I think I might have actually skipped the first Arroooo. If you do a lot of damage to him, 'cause I saw he did another try attack. Usually that means that I out DPS the first one, so he actually was supposed to do another Arroooo there. So there's our first one. So we are low on health and prayer. It is ranged, and then melee, and then magic. And see, he got real tricky with me there. He Arroo'd when he Grrrr'd. So this is kind of a very atypical kill. So I'm gonna leave that in there because that's kind of interesting. I'll do another one, and we'll see probably a uh, more typical kill. So we're gonna get ready for the try attack. We have to start the fight by running over to him. Get ready for the try attack. Melee, ranged, melee. That strategy that I'm doing, it works really well for me on when I'm doing melee kills. I think I might be messing up the timing a little bit with this ranged setup. So someone please tell me what I'm doing wrong. I'm sure someone is going, oh, that idiot is doing this all wrong. So please let me know what I'm doing wrong there. All right, he's Arrooooing, so we'll put on our shield. And what's the first one here? It's ranged, so we'll do ranged, and then magic, and then melee. And we did it. We did it pretty well again. So, oh, and he Grrrr'd on me. Alright, so let's see if he does a try attack here. I wasn't paying. Oh, yeah, he did. Okay. And we're going to drink some pea pots. This is a much more typical kill, less hectic, and I got all the phases, so we will leave off with that one. Alright, hopefully you enjoyed my guide. Let me know if there's any others you want to see. Thank you.